Norwegian visitors. Red shirts, white shorts and white socks. Nothing to play for them tonight other than national pride and trying to keep this unbeaten record going at Hampden Park. 2 visits, a win and a draw so far. But for Scotland, a 1-0 win would not be enough in terms of that scenario in trying to finish above Austria. 2-1 not good enough, 3-2 not good enough, 4-3 would be good enough. If we have a 4-3 win on our hands tonight, then I think we will have been royally entertained.
I'm happy you've done all the work on this.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to do there, but just try and watch how Scotland are lined up. It's almost like a 4-2-4. They're lining up. McGinn's up there, very high up the field, alongside Brown. He will drop back into the central one of a 3, so it'll be a 4-2-3-1 to all intents and purposes for Scotland. Norway playing out of their own half in the left-back position. That is Aaron Donham of Toulouse, playing back to the goalkeeper Egil Selvik, who is only winning his 2nd cap for his country this evening. A very inexperienced group of goalkeepers Norway have at the moment for this couple of international games, with the regular number 1 Orjan Nyland, the Sevilla goalkeeper, out injured. That's a foul on Nathan Patterson. He was making ground down the right-hand side. He is dragged back by Donham. So the referee's come over, had a stern word with him. He's not booked him. I mean, that is a yellow card offence. That's officially a yellow offence. Yeah. So there's also a little part of me, doesn't want the game ruined by him going to his pocket too early, but that's as clear a yellow as you'll get.
Now the ball's breaking for John McGinn, 25 yards out, slides a little pass through, it's behind Jacob Brown, and it ends up at the feet of Egil Selvik. Very interesting there. I mean, John McGinn there, he's 25 yards out. Be fair, you would normally expect him to have a lash at that one, but he wants to get his teammate in there, and of course it's Jacob Brown that's ahead of him, saying, look, I want to give you a little chance, half a chance, get you on the ball as soon as possible. Didn't manage to find him though. Luton Town striker Jacob Brown making his first start for his country tonight. Tackle won by Greg Taylor deep in the Scotland half, and the ball goes out for a Norway throw wide on the right. Scotland's regular goalkeeper in this qualifying campaign, Angus Gunn, is missing this evening, so Xander Clark, the 31-year-old Hearts goalkeeper, continues between the sticks for Scotland, decked out all in yellow. Away to our left, Nathan Patterson at right back, Greg Taylor at left back, Jack Hendry alongside Scott McKenna. They're the 2 centre-backs. McTominay and McGregor in central midfield, Stuart Armstrong, John McGinn and Kenny McLean in support of Jacob Brown up top. Norway attacking down the right. Early cross comes into the Scotland penalty area. This might fall to Donham. Takes one touch. Oh, left-footed strike in off the post. Terrible start for Scotland tonight. Fabulous finish from Aaron Donham. His very first goal for his country. Had all the time in the world in the Scotland penalty area there to switch the ball from right foot to left foot and then stroke it beyond Xander Clark and give Norway the lead. Scotland 0, Norway 1. Well, the slight worry for Scotland there is the all the time in the world that you mentioned. You know what? He scored it there. He could have scored it 2 seconds before. The ball had come out to him before. I always thought he was going to have a volley at it. He didn't. He had time to take it down, take a couple of touches, and then stroke it effortlessly in the top corner. It's a very, very good goal. But a bit of a shock to the system for Scotland, though, because such excitement, such happiness, such expectation around here. By the way, keeper might have saved it there, but there's a little deflection on the way in. I'm trying to see who it is that gets one of the centre-backs who gets in there, and just off the shin. Nathan Patterson's right shin. The ball has taken a flick off that and just diverted it further away from Xander Clark. So, Scotland 0, Norway 1. No danger for Scotland in terms of qualification for the Euros next summer. I'm pretty sure you all know that. Scotland are there, whatever happens this evening. But obviously they're looking for this win tonight to try and get into that top 2 pots of seeds for the draw for the Euros, which will be made in Hamburg at the start of next month. Our football correspondent John Murray will be in Hamburg December the 2nd. That is when we'll find out all about it. I'll give you the Norway team lineup as well. They already lead then by a goal to 0. Egil Selvik, the goalkeeper we've already mentioned. A back 4 of Julian Riasson, who plays his club football for Borussia Dortmund. Fredrik Bjorkan, who at the moment is bombing his way down the left-hand side. Nathan Patterson eventually gets his body in the way and plays the ball back to Xander Clark. Christopher Ayer is a central defender that Scottish football fans will know well. 5 years at Celtic, 3 domestic trebles he won back-to-back. Leo Ostegard, once of Brighton, now of Napoli, is his fellow centre-back. Sander Berger of Burnley, Patrick Berg and Frederick Oasnes as the midfield three. Oscar Bob of Manchester City, Aaron Donham the goal scorer, and Jorgen Strand Larsen playing as the centre forward in the absence of Erling Haaland, who came on as a substitute in their 2-0 win against the Faroe Islands on Thursday, but struggled with his ankle again. Pep Guardiola, I think, will be mighty relieved not to see him involved in the action tonight. Rain is falling, 5 minutes in, Scotland 0, Norway 1, and Scotland just trying to settle into this game. The ball is at the feet here of Jack Hendry. Hendry sweeps a pass to the right. Armstrong controls just inside the Norway half and then plays back to the tall figure of Hendry again. Where's the white number 13 on the back of his rich blue Scottish shirt? Passes the ball across the halfway line. There's McKenna. McKenna wide to Taylor. Taylor ball infield, intercepted by Berger. Norway seeing a bit of space to operate in. Plenty of space here for Oscar Bob. Young Manchester City attacker wide on the right. There's Berger again. His pass a little slow and behind his teammate Ryerson. So Ryerson plays back to Ajer. Ajer to Berg in central midfield. Ajer involved again. Back inside his own half, and Norway now switch it from right to left. Pat Nevin. Yeah,
a slight bit of discomfort for Scotland there. Remember, Scotland are playing at 4 at the back. Generally against the better teams, that doesn't happen with Scotland. They've got 3 centre backs, one of them usually being Tierney, who's obviously not here tonight, out injured. But it's a couple of games now in a row that Scotland have tried, as Stevie Clarke went for the back 4, and at the moment it's not looking that comfortable.
6.5 minutes played. If you just tuned in, 5 Live and BBC Sounds live at Hampden Park tonight. Norway with an early lead here. Scotland 0, Norway 1. Scotland break up a Norway attack. McKenna plays back to his goalkeeper Zander Clark. Takes a touch and then slips slightly and slices his clearance out to the right. Armstrong controls it, plays it infield. He's tackled. And Scotland win themselves a throw. Spain already won up against Georgia in this group. So in terms of the permutation we were talking about, Scotland potentially trying to finish in pot 1 and win this group, that is looking increasingly unlikely. Plenty of time to go in both games, but really all about Scotland initially just trying to find a footing, Pat, in this game and try and get into that rhythm that we've seen them playing so often during this qualification campaign.
Yeah, we have covered all the games, and Scotland can control large parts of games, but the midfield at the moment really hasn't got a hold of the ball. A little bit of a shock to the system. I think that rain that's pouring down is not helping them either.
Here's John McGinn, corner of the Norway penalty area. Ball just bobbles away from him. Scotland win their first corner of the night, though. Big ripple of applause goes running round this vast arena at Hampden Park. Rain increasing in intensity, and you can really see that on the sort of concrete surrounds beyond the pitch here at Hampden Park. Puddles developing there behind the goals at either end. Scotland attacking the goal away to our right. Ball comes into the box, headed away high, nodded forward again by Callum McGregor. Second header out. There's McGregor again. Little flick header towards the edge of the penalty area. Breaks for Bob on the right for Norway. Little trick from him inside his own half, and then the pass across to Leo Østigard, the Napoli defender. Title winner with Napoli last season, although only made 7 appearances in Serie A. Ball is at the feet of Donham, the goal scorer, who recently scored for Toulouse against Liverpool in the Europa League, in Toulouse's 3-2 win in the last round of matches. On the score sheet again tonight, Østigard. Across to Ajer. Jacob Brown doing the chasing at the moment. Ajer runs away from him and then overhits his pass through the middle of the park, looking for the run of Jorgen Strand Larsen, and it ends up with Zander Clark.
We're just watching Stevie Clarke down there, and obviously he knows his team hasn't got the control they're used to. A lot of that comes down to McGregor, who controls the play if Gilmore's not playing, and at the moment Scotland just want to calm it down a bit, get some comfortable possession, and then they can build from that.
Good play from Kenny McLean, good use of the body to throw a dummy there, and Scotland have worked it now to McGinn. Trick from McGinn, wide on the left, challenge just outside the penalty area. It was a foul, he fell into the box, but I'm pretty sure the challenge was outside. The video assistant referee will have a look. At the moment, the referee on the field has given that as a free kick to Scotland down by the byline on the left.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ajer dives into it there, but McGinn runs across him. He throws his leg in there, but that's understandable. Ajer, if you dive in there and smash into the player, you deserve the yellow card that you got there.
Yeah.
I mean, given you what he's doing, make sure he came across him, but that means that he's got right of way. So Ajer, dives in there, he can't make another tackle, and it was, let's be fair, a yard outside the box.
It was, yeah, I think we could see that when it happened. Pat, Scotland fans behind the goal getting excited, partly because John McGinn's momentum took him well into the penalty area, but still a good opportunity here for Scotland to do something from a set piece and try and put real pace. In fact, we were in Seville when we saw Scott McTominay whip one into the top corner from this very position, a goal that didn't stand because of a very tight offside. McTominay goes low into a two-man wall. McGregor hits one. They appeal for handball, and the referee points to the spot. So it was McGregor's shot on the rebound that went skidding into the Norway penalty area. The referee had a clear view and had no hesitation and says penalty to Scotland.
There are exactly 5, now 6, now 7 Norwegian players around the referee. Look, we're going to have a look at the VAR anyway. Don't worry about it. But the arm is quite high up.
Yeah. And
it's whether it hits him, you know, above that sleeve level. That's the question for me. And it is quite high where it hits him, I have to say.
But he takes the risk, Pat, just like Ajer took the risk with the challenge. Donham throws himself and his arms are way outstretched there, like a goalkeeper.
Yeah. His arms outstretched, but it's quite high up in his arm where he gets it.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where we used to always think, we know what that is, his arms up, it's going to be a penalty kick, but because of the rules are so, they almost feel fluid at the moment, the way different referees look at it. It's certainly unusual position, hits the arm, but which part of the arm? That's the question.
Romanian refereeing team on duty tonight. Horatiu Fesnic is the man in the middle who gave the penalty. There has been communication between him and the video assistant referee. The penalty stands. There was a little bit of argy-bargy as Ørstigard was trying to make a mess of the penalty spot. That seems to happen so regularly now and is so tiresome and tedious when you see it happen. But John McGinn wasn't having it, barged him out of the way, and John McGinn here with a chance to score yet another goal for Scotland. It could be his 18th. It'd put him level with Kenny Miller on the all-time list of Scottish goal scorers. McGinn patiently waits in the pouring rain. Scotland trail by a goal to nil. The whistle blows. Deep breath from John McGinn. Brilliant penalty. Goalkeeper dives left. John McGinn hits it into the other corner, and Scotland are back level. Great start to this game. 12 minutes in, Scotland 1, Norway 1.
Yeah, I mean, Scotland needed to get something back. They hadn't been playing particularly well, but that last few moments there where McGinn, remember, he's the man that starts it, but getting into the position that gets a free kick down the line in the first place, Ajer dives in there, the ball is played back, and, you know, a little bit of a panic, throws himself out towards the ball, gives the penalty kick away, and it's calm. He didn't actually look worried at any point in time at all, John McGinn there, and he slots it away comfortably.
18th goal for Scotland for John McGinn, moving alongside Kenny Miller, joint 6th on the list for Scotland, now one behind Ali McCoist. It tells you a little bit about the career that John McGinn has had playing for his national team.
Well, we think about it, Coisty was a centre-forward, an out goal-scoring centre-forward. And McGinn is a midfielder coming forward.
Tell you what, Georgia have equalised away to Spain.
Oh, interesting.
Spain 1, Georgia 1. Permutations ahoy. Scotland at the moment have got themselves level. First and foremost need to try and win this game. That's what Steve Clarke wants tonight. He's not really worried about pots of seeds or whatever. He wants a good performance from his team. This, Pat, is important preparation for the tournament next summer, because there's not going to be too many more games before that.
No, there won't be. And he has to understand about a number of players. He wants to know about a number of systems. As I say, he's played this 4-2-3-1 as it is just now a couple of times, but he knows what his favoured system is. But, you know, learning a lot, not only about his players, but how they can fit and which ones can fit inside these systems.
Scotland 1, Norway 1. 14 minutes in. Donham giving Norway the lead. John McGinn with the equaliser from the penalty spot. McTominay controls the ball on the back heel. Neat touch from him. Callum McGregor skidding a low pass across the Hampden Park pitch. Wide to the left. Greg Taylor up in support for Kenny McLean. McGregor's there again, receives the ball in the middle of the Norway half, looks wide left, and here's McLean. McLean's got Taylor on the outside. Nice ball into McGinn. McGinn has two red-shirted defenders for company, plays the ball back out to the left. That initial cross is blocked, but here's John McGinn again. Back to goal, wide on the left for Scotland. Shoves one defender out of the way, tries to play a pass, that's half blocked, and eventually the ball comes off McGinn and goes out for a Norwegian throw.
But it's no shot whatsoever. Scotland score the goal and suddenly they look a completely different team. They're holding the ball well. Callum McGregor getting a little bit of space and doing what he loves to do, which is dominate and control games. You know, things are all going through him. If there's not a way down the left, he'll sit a little bit further back. It'll come to him and he'll spray it right. And because he's got such good vision, such comfort on the ball, you know, he's the one that can control those games in that midfield, and Scotland look much better since that goal.
That's the voice of the former Scotland international, Pat Nevin. 15 minutes in at Hampden Park, 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Scotland 1, Norway 1. At half-time this evening, you'll hear our football correspondent John Murray in conversation with the England manager Gareth Southgate. That's our commentary from the final round of Euro qualifiers tomorrow night. England away to North Macedonia. England already qualified, already in that top pot of seeds. We'll have an ear out for Ukraine, Italy, as well as Scotland try and come forward again, and the ball nearly breaks to Jacob Brown on the edge of the box, and Norway hurriedly clear, and Scott McKenna goes chasing back, and on the half volley just caresses a ball back to his goalkeeper Zander Clark. And then commentary Tuesday night here on 5 Live of a big game for Wales, held of course away to Armenia yesterday. That finished 1-1. Now need to beat Turkey and need Armenia to do them a favour away against Croatia. If those results happen, if Wales get the win and Croatia don't win, then Wales can qualify automatically. Otherwise, it is going to be the playoffs for Wales. Jack Hendry comes bouncing forward towards the halfway line. McKenna slides a pass up the middle. Here's McGregor. Good body movement from him, trying to run past Sander Berge. Felt he was fouled, but Jacob Brown keeps possession for Scotland. Hendry now. Low pass out to the right to Everton's Nathan Patterson. Patterson with a first-time ball back to McGregor. Scotland moving it around very nicely now. First-time ball from McGinn. Knew where Greg Taylor was going to be. Taylor floats a higher cross deep into the penalty area. Nodded down. Shot hit first time by Armstrong on the edge of the box. Norway get a block in this time, and a legal block as well. And the ball is cleared to Patterson.
Do you know, they don't think twice, do they, Scotland? As soon as the ball comes out, volley, half volley, everything, first time, just put it on target. You never know, you might get a little bit of a deflection in this weather.
Ball from McGregor, volley cross by Patterson. Ayer heads it away for Norway. Here's Donham, wide on the left, inside his own half. A little bit of skill, takes him past McGregor. Then he looks up and tries to get Strand Larsen, the centre forward, away. But Jack Hendry read the danger, came across, intercepts, and Scotland have it again.
A nice little nutmeg there from Donham. I suppose if you scored an early goal, you can go for things like that. But Scotland have now started to strangle the game a little bit. They're holding the ball. They're really comfortable. You can see that belief that they've had through this competition beginning to course through the team a bit now.
Donham's had quite a night. Should have been booked for the early drag back on Patterson. Scored the goal and conceded the penalty. McGinn's cross into the penalty area, and the Norwegian goalkeeper Selvik confidently off his line, saw it from a long way off, came out, pats it down, and then just rolls the ball out to the feet of Leo Østigard. So coming up to 18 minutes played in the first half. Scotland 1, Norway 1, Spain 1, Georgia 1. At the moment, enough for Spain to win the group. Scotland need to win this game by a couple of goals, couple of clear goals. So 3-1 from this position will do it to get themselves in the second pot of seeds for the Euros draw at the start of next month. Oscar Bob speeding forward for Norway. Ball tied to his left boot just outside the Scotland penalty area in the inside right channel. Sander Berge in support, plays back to Ørsnes of Benfica, who's been an ever-present in this qualifying campaign for Norway in that midfield three. Here's Østigard with the shaven head, right-footed ball, played out to the left to Bjorkan. Only his second start in qualifying. The regular left-back has been Birger Meling, who's one of those players missing for Norway this evening. Ayer across to Østigard. Østigard to Bjorkan. Scotland just pushing up a little bit, trying to put pressure on the ball. Norway still have it. Donham, low pacey pass into the feet of Ørsnes. Now Berger able to bring the ball forward. 25 yards from the Scotland goal. Low pass played out to the right. It's Ryerson, the right back, who's involved in the attack. Ayer is well forward. Bob has stayed wide right, now plays a ball for Ryerson. Ryerson's cross into the near post, goes right across the Scotland goal line, and Donham gets the last touch, and it ends up in the back of the net, and Scotland are behind again. 3 goals in the first 20 minutes of this game. A really scruffy one there for Scotland to concede. How that ball got all the way across the face of the Scotland goal, I'll never know. But it's Scotland 1, Norway 2.
Do you know what? It's very, very strange to see Scotland defend like that, considering what they've generally been like during this competition. I mean, Bob gets the ball there. He's not closed down. He plays it to the corner. In actual fact, once again, the cross takes a deflection. And that's what completely confuses the Scotland defence. Player in at the front post, but I'm not sure that Donald gets there in time, does he?
No, I think Jorgen Strand Larsen will claim the goal. It was his effort at the near post that deflected it, I think, on target. Xander Clark then sprawling on the floor, got a touch. The ball went spinning across the goal line, and just before Donham got the touch, it crossed the line, and the goal has been given to the young centre forward Jorgen Strand Larsen. So he scored against the Faroe Islands on Thursday and has now scored in a competitive game for the first time for his country tonight. And Scotland find themselves 2-1 down.
Well, they've hardly attacked. I mean, a decent start to the game from Norway, and they get the goal, well done, right? And then they didn't get the ball for about 10 minutes there. Scotland scored a goal, looked very good. And then the first time they get the ball back over the half-line, they scored again. It's extraordinary.
Strange game so far this evening. Scotland 1, Norway 2.
At one point beforehand, Alistair, you suggested lots of different scorelines, and you said 4-3. That's not beginning to sound that silly at the moment.
So a 4-3 win would be a victory margin of a single goal, but the 4 goals would take Scotland past Austria on goals scored. So at the start of tonight, Austria had 17, Scotland had 14. So that is why a 4-3 win for Scotland would see them finish as best runners-up. Jacob Brown gets a shove in the back, playing centre forward for Scotland tonight. His first start for his country, wins the free kick. Scotland take it quickly, and McKenna plays across to Taylor. Certainly hasn't dampened the mood or the atmosphere or anything like that, but Scotland fans not used to seeing their team behind in games.
Well, the younger ones aren't.
There we go. Yeah, good point. McKenna across to Hendry. Inside the centre circle in his own half. Chip ball to Taylor. Cushioned little volley pass to McGinn. Heads it on for himself, McGinn. He's got Ajer for company. Takes him down to the byline. Wins the corner by turning and driving the cross into the shins of Ajer. And Scotland get the corner.
I think John McGinn's realised that Ajer's on the booking because he's already waked him out once already. So he's trying to get on Ajer, drag him out wide. He's a centre back. Doesn't really want to get dragged out wide there into the corners. He did the right thing this time, Ajer, but McGinn gets a corner kick.
So midway through the first half, Stuart Armstrong, the Southampton midfielder. Rare start for him, actually, in this group. One of the 4 changes that Steve Clarke has made tonight. It was his cross that set up the late equaliser on Thursday in Tbilisi. And now he's going to take this set piece. Right arm goes up in the air for the second time in his luminous yellow boots. Curling ball into the near post. Headed away, drops down just outside the penalty area, and Patterson side puts a pass forward to no one in particular, really, and it just dribbles behind for a goal kick to Norway. And the rain started up again.
That's a little bit of a shame. That was a great opportunity to get the ball out to Armstrong there. Lots and lots of space over there on the left-hand side. Didn't get the ball to him. Could have kept Scotland on the attack.
Scotland 1, Norway 2 here. Spain 1, Georgia 1 in the other game in this group this evening. And in the other 3 7:45 kickoffs, Group J, where everything's already been decided, all of those games remain goalless at the moment. 4 automatic qualification spots remain up for grabs for the Euros next summer, and 3 of those will be decided tomorrow. Italy or Ukraine, Czech Republic or Moldova, Slovenia or Kazakhstan. 3 of those countries will book their places at the Euros. Here's Berger down the right, just slightly overruns it with the first touch. Well shepherded out of play, actually, by McKenna, and that'll be a goal kick for Scotland.
Young Bob is a very good looking player, isn't he? Very good looking indeed. Every time he's got the ball, he's comfortable on it. You know, he holds it up, he drags players away. There's real intelligence about his play. He's a bit special.
Ball played forward by Patterson into the Scotland midfield. Armstrong being followed back towards his own penalty area, and he's lost it. Here's Donham. Donham with a sharp pass to Berg. Patterson intercepts quickly forward to Brown. Brown turns inside his own half, looks to his left, gets the support from wee Greg Taylor, the Celtic left back, getting a chance actually in the national team at the moment because of the injuries to Andy Robertson and Kieran Tierney. Don't forget that Aaron Hickey of Brentford injured as well. Shea Adams not involved in these couple of games for Scotland either. McGinn chasing a ball on the corner of the Norway penalty area. Stooping header gets it away from him. Bob looking very, very confident inside his own half. Just holds off his man, lays the ball back, cleared up to the halfway line. Scotland do win it back, though, in central midfield, and McTominay runs round his man and tries to get Scotland on the front foot. Again, McTominay with 7 goals to his name in this group, but it's John McGinn on the score sheet so far tonight. Scotland trailing by 2-1, and McGinn's loose pass has given the ball away. McGregor's in to try and win it back. It breaks in the Norwegian midfield to give them a chance of breaking out here, and Sander Berger's pass is intercepted by McKenna. Berger gets another go because the ball came straight back to him, and then Donham just slows it down a little bit and plays back to the left back, Bjorkan.
It doesn't look like a game that's going to finish 2-1, does it? Every attack just looks as if there's gaps for good players to run into. I mean, at some point we'll have to chat a little bit about Jacob Brown. He's really not been able to get involved in the game so far. I'm struggling to blame it on him. Scotland have tried to play the ball into him a couple of times, but just haven't played decent enough balls into his feet.
Norway without Martin Ødegaard, without Erling Haaland, playing with a bit of freedom tonight that possibly the fact that there's nothing on this game for them does bring. Cross is going to come in from the right, takes a big heavy deflection, bounces in front of the Scotland goal. Strant Larsen makes a challenge for it. The offside flag is up against him. Scotland will have a chance to clear their lines with the free kick. Scotland 1, Norway 2.
One of the difficult things that Jacob Brown's got up front, Scotland they're playing it quite slowly from the back, you know, so they're not zipping it out, you know, turning the opposition defence quickly so they can run into space. So there's plenty of time for Brown to be covered by 2 centre-backs, and those 2 centre-backs, they're decent, they're really good. You're talking Ayer, who's, you know, playing in the Premier League, and you're talking Ødegaard, who's, you know, Napoli centre-back. So if you're going to give him a chance to let him use that pace that he's got, you've got to do it with a bit of pace.
Brown is chasing at the moment. The ball is at the feet of the Norwegian keeper Selvik. He plays it out to the left-hand side to Bjorkan, who makes ground up towards the halfway line. Then he's spaced up by Armstrong, lays the ball off to Ørsnes. Ørsnes, ball infield to Patrick Berg, who is the holding midfielder for Norway, who wears the number 6 shirt and plays for the current Norwegian champions Bodo Glimt, a team that Celtic know all about, of course, having knocked them out of Europe a couple of seasons ago. Here's Ødegaard across to Bjorkan. Here's Berg again. Berg, Donham. Nice build-up from Norway, but all inside their own half. This not hurting Scotland at the moment, but they're moving the ball slickly. Now Ayer is able to stride across the halfway line. Bob picks it up and adds a little bit of speed. Oscar Bob still going, overruns it, and the ball gets away from him, bounces into the arms of Zander Clark.
Yeah, but every time he gets it, he goes and moves and goes forward. He tries something. He commits defenders, and you know, if you do that, you know it's going to be spaces elsewhere, and it's very noticeable when Norway get the ball. The first thing they try to do is get it to Bob.
I was just thinking, actually, Pat, if it's not one sort of Manchester City Norwegian that you've got to be worried about, it's another one in Oscar Bob this evening. Hendry brings it forward for Scotland inside his own half. Bob doing the defensive job now, trying to block McKenna's pass, but McKenna gets it through the lines. Comes to McGregor. McGregor's first time ball is eventually controlled by Patterson. McGregor again. He's got that sort of little shuffling run as he moves the ball along to the left to McKenna. Hendry back to McGregor. Patterson starts his run down the right. McGregor sees that, threads one through though to the centre forward Brown. It comes back to Armstrong. And McGregor with his right foot just strokes a pass to his left to McKenna. McKenna puts a bit more on that. Wide it goes to Taylor. John McGinn makes that run into the inside left channel, receives the ball with the back to goal. 2 defenders on him, gets away from both of them, takes a tumble forward, advantage played. Scotland still have it. McKenna to Armstrong, back to McKenna, 10 yards inside the Norway half, across to his fellow centre-back Hendry. Patterson starts to make a run infield from the right, not used again. Now McGregor to McTominay. McTominay slides a pass wide right, and it's Kenny McLean who's popped up on that right-hand side, and little 1-2 now played in central midfield. And this is a lengthy period of possession for Scotland, who find themselves 2-1 down at home against Norway. If they lose the game, of course, they are going to end up in pot 3 of seeds. There's a chance they could end up in pot 4, but it would be an incredibly unlikely set of results that would send them there. But at the moment, It'll be pot 3 that they're facing, it looks like. McGregor, nice little 1-2. Then another ball down the line for McGinn. McGinn tries to turn it back to McGregor. Ayer steps in, makes the block, throwing for Scotland. Pat.
A lot of passes, yeah, and comfortable possession for Scotland, trying to work it so there's a little half opening. There was half opening there, they couldn't quite get through it. But if you're the striker, you're thinking, I need that quicker. And when there's any space, if you play 25 passes, I've got nowhere to run into it. And because he's not a tall player, you can't play it along to Brown, so it's a bit frustrating for him so far.
McTominay, central position, 30 yards out, whips the pass out to McLean. Patterson again sprinting ahead of him, calling for it, doesn't get it. McTominay does. McTominay's left-footed shot takes a deflection. Scotland definitely going to get the corner. I think McTominay was rather hopefully appealing for another potential handball. The referee says corner.
May have been outside the box as well, but you know, McTominay is slightly deeper. You know, actually it wasn't outside the box, he was inside the box and the ball hit him there, but the referee's not interested in it. I don't think, he says, waiting for a moment. No, he's telling everyone to wait for a moment. Yep.
No, we're okay. No penalty. Corner for Scotland. 15 minutes to go in the first half. Cross comes into the near post. Ayer heads it away. Taylor, powerful header back in, and the goalkeeper comes charging off his line. Big shout. You could hear it from up here in the commentary position, actually. And Selvik makes the catch. So Scotland 1, Norway 2, and the rain has got heavy again. Steve Clarke in his big blue coat with his hands clasped behind his back on the edge of the technical area.
I've just done another replay of that, and it's one of those ones that his arms are actually by his side, but it's hit the same area where Scotland did get the penalty from, you know, just around the shirt sleeve line.
So the difference being the position of the arm away from the body of the first one. And,
yes.
Scotland trying to play inside their own half. Challenge on McLean. Wins the free kick, which is taken quickly. McTominay rolls it forward here to Armstrong. Armstrong lays it off to Hendry. Back to McTominay. McTominay jinks his way out of trouble. Patterson fires it into central midfield, and McGregor's looking for options ahead of him. Patterson's made another run. McGregor plays back to Hendry across the halfway line to McKenna. McKenna thinks about going wide left to Greg Taylor. Just holds on to it for now. Then he goes left to Taylor. Then he continues his run, and the ball's into McGinn, and McGinn lays it off to McKenna. And McKenna's cross comes in near Brown, intercepted at the near post and behind for a corner.
Yeah, that's one of the best moves Scotland have had in the game there, down the left-hand side. When it does come in, you're right, Brown was at that near post. He got in front of his defender. Unfortunately, there was another defender in front of him. He just got a toe in the way.
Scotland 1, Norway 2, Spain 1, Georgia 1. Corner for Scotland. In it comes to that near post, flicked on over the line. Scotland have a second equaliser tonight. We're back to 2-2. Own goal, I think, Leo Østigård, the Norwegian centre-back. I can see him cursing loudly and bemoaning his luck. The delivery from the corner was superb, and Scotland have got themselves back level. We've only played 32 minutes. We've had 4 goals. Scotland 2, Norway 2.
Well, I said to you a few minutes ago, this didn't look like a game that was going to finish 2-1, did it? It hasn't done. Lovely little flick on it in the near post. That's what it's all about, isn't it? McLean gets up there. I mean, they work very, very hard in set pieces, Scotland, and that's about the 4th or 5th they've had from that side. And time and again, it's whipped in with real pace. And if you get anything on it at the front post, again, it's very skiddy out there, and it's very difficult to defend. So he's disappointed, Østigård, but there's not much he can do about that.
It was McLean, I think, who got up to flick the header on. Did you say that, Pat?
Yes, I did.
I wasn't listening properly, I beg your pardon. Did well.
No one ever listens to me.
12 minutes remaining in the first half, and if you bought a ticket for tonight's game, you'll be absolutely loving this. 4 goals so far. Long ball forward for Strant Larsen to chase. Xander Clark is out, grabs it on the bounce, rolls it out to Jack Hendry, and Scotland will come forward again. So Spain 1, Georgia 1, Scotland 2, Norway 2. McTominay's fouled by Patrick Berg, and the referee comes stomping across to have a word with Berg. He thinks about apologising to McTominay. It's almost as if the referee is saying to him now, apologise, apologise.
And that's, I mean, in other parts of the game, you just have a yellow card for that.
Yeah, true.
And I don't shout out for yellow cards a lot, but it's just cynical. It just wipes them out.
Yeah, it was never going to get the ball and just left the trailing leg and knew he was going to catch him. McTominay nearly intercepts the ball on the edge of the Norwegian penalty area. McGregor stabs one forward on the volley. McTominay nods it back towards McGregor. Bit of head tennis over McGregor's head. Now Berger of Burnley brings it forward for Norway. Strand Larsen, outside of his right boot, knocks it into the path of Donham. Donham's first touch just knocked the ball a bit too far ahead. McKenna plays it back to Clark. Clark, the Scottish goalkeeper, clears up towards Brown, who couldn't keep the ball for Scotland, but it was a difficult one to try and control. And there's Sander Berge, who fires a pass out to the right to Riasson, the Borussia Dortmund right back, who lays it off and then starts a run off the ball, but Norway have played it back into a central position. Ørstigård across to former Celtic man Christopher Ajer. Ajer wide to Bob. Bob back to Ørstigård. Ørstigård to Ajer, and Scotland forcing Norway back into their own half. So 10 minutes remaining of this highly entertaining first half. Gareth Southgate interview on the way ahead of commentary on North Macedonia against England tomorrow. Wales-Turkey is our commentary on Tuesday night. Big game for Wales on Tuesday night as Ørstigård comes running forward with the ball at his feet, plays it to his left to Bjorkan. Bjorkan goes sprinting across his own half. McTominay shadows him. Bjorkan plays it across to Berge. Space opens up for Berge and he makes 10 yards forward. Then Bob is full of tricks here. Just feints to play a couple of passes, then uses Ørsnes, makes himself available again, the little Manchester City man, forward to Strand Larsen, much bigger player, getting a shove in the back, shirt being tugged as well by McKenna. That'll be a free kick for Norway about 30 yards from goal.
Seemed a little bit late there, but he holds the ball up really well, Strand Larsen. As I said beforehand, it's always going to be tough for him as a centre forward for Norway. You're not going to get that many opportunities.
No,
but he'll be delighted with the fact that he's scored a goal.
Yep.
He's led the line quite well. He has been helped by the fact that Bob keeps on getting into good positions. But you get the feeling he'll get one or two chances before the end of tonight. This is quite far out, 30 yards, maybe a bit too far. But in these conditions, you just never know.
So we got the meeting, the obligatory meeting around the ball. Bob is involved, Riasson, and Patrick Berg, who's taking quite a few deliberate steps back, so maybe he's going to try and give it the hammer. Here's Bob, runs over the ball. Patrick Berg runs towards it, drives it well with his right foot, just wide. One of those horrible swerving dippers for the goalkeeper, and it ends up in a Scotland goal kick.
Well, looking by the reaction by Berg, he thinks it was close. We've got another angle here. Moving all over the place. Wow, that is a good hit. That's why he was saying, you know, he was gasping himself. He thought he was unlucky, and he was. Oh,
McTominay wins the ball brilliantly for Scotland. On the halfway line, the pass to McGinn is not good enough. It's behind him. It was a real counter-attacking opportunity for Scotland, but it comes to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great pass. I think McTominay will be really disappointed in himself there. You don't get that many chances to play a through ball, especially to someone like McGinn.
Right, he might get another chance now. Central position, 35 yards out. Looks for Brown. Brown is tackled. Norway play up to the big centre forward, Strand Larsen. Lays it off to Berge, forward to Bob. Clever first touch from Bob. Knew the challenge was coming from Taylor, and he wins himself the free kick.
I mean, I can tell right away that, you know, there's 4 goals, but a lot of Scotland fans will be looking at Brown. You know, the ball's coming up to him, he needs to be stronger a little bit. But it's kind of, the game isn't suiting his style just now. He's got real pace, he wants to go in behind. It's one of those ones, at international level, you probably need to make 20 runs before you get one pass.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep on making them.
Portugal lead Iceland by a goal to nil. Portugal already comfortable winners of that group, definitely coming out of the top pot of seeds. That pot of seeds as it stands, top pot at the moment. Germany the hosts, Portugal, France, England, Belgium, Spain, and it'll be Spain from this group will end up in the top pot of seeds. Pot 2 at the moment as things stand, with games still to be played over the next couple of days, so it could all change. Turkey, Denmark, Hungary, Albania, Romania and Austria, and it's Scotland tonight trying to nudge Austria out of that spot. They need to win this game by a couple of goals to do that, or potentially, as we said at the start of the night, 4-3 would do, and at the moment it's 2-2, so that is not beyond the realms.
And you look at it, Stevie Clark will be looking at this game as it goes on. There's a bench there that's got goals on it. There's a bench there that's got changes on it. You can look at it and say, well, do you need McTominay that far back? You could bring Gilmore on and push McTominay up further, and you know that he's a danger at the moment coming from that higher midfield area.
Norway on the ball in their red shirts, white shorts, white socks, playing from right to left in the first half. Rain has eased off again. Bob's having a good night, bringing the ball infield from the right. Pat's nearly got me with that one this time. I'll explain in a second about young Oscar Bob. Here he is again. Ball underneath the studs of his left boot. Plays it back to Berger. Wide it goes to Ryerson, just teasing Scotland at the moment. Here's Berger, decides to come back towards the halfway line. Ayer holds off Brown. Nice ball forward to Berg. But Norway very patient here, just inside the Scotland half. Keeping the ball away from the chasing Scotland defenders, who are just standing off Norway at the moment. Back it comes into the Norway half.
Do you know, one of the things that is noticeable, that Norway were by a distance the better side over in Norway, but you know, Scotland won the game.
Yeah.
At the moment, they're actually two very well matched teams, aren't they? There's not a great deal between them, which is a slight concern for Scotland, and some of the best players aren't available for Norway, but Scotland could make the same argument.
Patrick Berg's ball through for the centre forward Strand Larsen, takes a touch, decided not to release the shot, lays it back to Bob. Now Berg shoots straight at Zander Clark, who makes a very comfortable save. Yeah,
Berg's come on, and he's side-footed that. Now, considering the lash he had from the free kick beforehand, he should probably have put his laces through it. It's one of those ones, Scotland, every time they've had a chance, have just, you know, caught it on the volley, the half volley, look for a deflection, or, you know, if it comes off the goalkeeper, maybe not the night for a side foot.
That, I think I'm right in saying, Pat, that technique for the free kick, that one that he hit is the knuckleball.
Oh, yeah.
I think they say, yeah. Is that right? Yeah.
Hitting the... You know, the valve.
The valve, exactly, to make it swerve and dip like that. Jacob Brown back to goal, does well this time, lays it back to McTominay. McGregor plays a pass to Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor's in central midfield for Scotland at the moment. They're midway inside the Norway half. McTominay gets involved. Wide it goes to McLean. McLean plays back to McGregor. Norway are back in numbers. Scotland 2, Norway 2. Spain 1, Georgia 1. McKenna plays it out to the left. There's McGinn, gets it back from Armstrong. Jacob Brown again, stumbles inside the penalty area. Don't think that was a foul on him. Scotland have lost the ball. Here's Bob inside his own half, trying to use his pace to get away down the right. Armstrong slides in. The referee doesn't like the challenge, and that will be a free kick for Norway.
Yeah. Bob's complaining about it too, and I think he's right to do so. And he's just so lively, and he just zips past players. That real confidence and belief that he's got in himself every time he gets on the ball. He's, as I said, really good looking player.
So those of a certain vintage, Pat, might get the Bob gag, which is a Blackadder gag for you, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
From, I think it was Blackadder 4, wasn't it?
Bob turned up a few times.
Bob turned up a few times, but I remember her. It was revealed Blackadder 4, little Bobby Parkhurst. But it was the way that Blackadder used to say Bob.
You say that phrase with some affection.
Couple of minutes to go in the first half. Here's Bjorkan, Norway's left back. Scotland 2, Norway 2. Gareth Southgate interview on the way. Gordon Smart with us here at Hampden Park this evening, enjoying a 4-goal thriller so far. Ørstigard to Strand Larsen. Great defending from McKenna. Well, he thought he'd robbed him fairly and was about to get Scotland on the counter-attack. The referee said it was a foul by McKenna.
Oh, that's a bit harsh in McKenna. I think it was a little bit stronger there. I mean, the referee's got a good position, I've got to give you that, but he's trying to get in front of him. Is it a better angle in here? No, I've not given that a free kick. The referee's got that completely wrong.
McKenna's the one getting fouled there.
Yes, absolutely.
Strand Larsen's got a handful of McKenna's shirt. He cannot hold him off. McKenna got in first, used his strength and was on the move forward, and the referee, I think, has definitely got that one wrong. Ball played back to Ayer, outside of his right foot, played down the right. Cleverly worked out of a tight space by Norway. Here's Bob. Bob, edge of the penalty area. Oh, nice ball to Berger, round the defender, cuts it back. Must be for Dunham. What a block! Nathan Patterson somehow gets his body in the way for Scotland. The danger not clear yet, though. Berg's cross. McLean turns his back, blocks it with his backside. The ball runs to Jacob Brown, who's then fouled by Patrick Berg, and Scotland get the free kick. This is end-to-end stuff in the first half.
It is then, by the way, Berg. I can't believe it's taken this long, but he's finally got the yellow card. Be fair, Bob's played down the right-hand side. He is class. He's miles ahead out there. And he's one of those players, every time you get the ball, if you're a neutral, you just want him to get the ball again there. His vision is superb. He drags players. The little through ball takes 3 Scotland players out of the game. gets Norway to the byline, and he must score there. Dunham's got to get second goal there. But you've got to say, well done, Patterson. Just makes himself big. Doesn't use his hands.
Great Blackadder line, saucier than a direct hit on a Heinz factory. That is.
This is describing Bob very well.
That is Oscar Bob this evening, who's been a joy to watch for Norway. Good game, this one. Scotland 2, Norway 2. Scotland trying to win it by a couple of clear goals to get themselves ahead of Austria as the best runners-up in qualifying and into the pot 2 seed. Jacob Brown chasing a back pass. Aya just beats him to it. 1 minute of added time at the end of this first half here at Hampden Park. Here's Jack Hendry. Hendry plays across to McKenna. It'll be really interesting to see what Steve Clarke decides to do at half-time, whether he keeps it or makes changes early on.
Well, he certainly will make a change or two after about 60.
Yeah.
I think he might be changed. I was saying before the game, I thought it might well be that Brown gets a half and maybe Shanklin gets a half. They might be tempted to do something like that. But it's been very hard for Jacob Brown. It's not a game that suits him. He can't play it long because he's not the tallest. So Scotland can't play that way and feed off the scraps that Scotland often do with McTominay getting there and McGinn getting there. But they've not got the ball into him in dangerous areas at all.
Selvig clears. Scotland intercept. Break play up on the halfway line. It falls nicely for Stuart Armstrong. Sprinting forward. Hits the shot. Oh, just wide. Now, was there a touch on the way through? It's going to be a goal kick for Norway. We won't have time for that because the half-time whistle has blown. 4 goals in the first half at Hampden Park. Shared out equally between the teams. Scotland 2, Norway 2. Credit to Scotland, actually, Pat, because of conceded, I'm sure Steve Clarke would say, a couple of soft ones from their point of view, but have bounced back immediately, equalised 2 times, and it's anyone's game.
Well, they're getting used to doing that. Same thing against Georgia. You're behind, you need to believe in yourself, you come back, and that's the thing with the Scotland team. Remember the last Norway game? Scotland down 1-0, come back really late on, so when Scotland go down and time's gone past, your heart would sink. These days, not so much.
Half-time then at Hampden Park. The rain still lightly falling. Gordon, it's Scotland 2, Norway 2.
What a way to turn up for me tonight, by the way. 4 goals, could have been 5 there. Pat, I think, is that a good omen, would you say?
There's good and bad in there, let's be fair about it. Bits of the defending. The reason why we play 3 centre-backs most of the time is because when we play with 2, there are gaps, there are openings, and remember, we're missing the free first-choice full-backs as well on top of that. But it's an interesting one. If we play 4 at the back, it'll be an open game.
You certainly get your value for money at the moment, don't you, with Scotland, Pat? Wind the clock back 40 minutes, 3 minutes into the game. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, it was a bit of a dampener, wasn't it, after the fireworks going off?
It certainly was, but again, in times gone by, that would have kind of finished it a wee bit for a while. But it's not like that with Scotland anymore. And when you think about it, in the last game and a half with Scotland, 8 goals.
Yeah.
So it's what we were not used to. There is ability to create chances, and I think these fans around here are acutely aware that when Scotland go a goal down, as I say, against Norway, against the Georgians, against many teams, and we score a lot of late goals as well, this game's not over, not by a long way.
That first goal, John McGinn did a lot of good work on the left-hand side, didn't he? And we needed a quick reply.
Yeah, it does help that. Funnily enough, we weren't playing at our best, but it shocked them a little bit, the players, and they weren't controlling the game, but the game hadn't settled down to any sort of pattern yet. Then when it settled down to a pattern, I think we began to see McGregor getting on the ball, and when he started controlling the midfield, we got into good areas. And we know what it's like. We've got the free kick from McGinn going down into that area, and when he gets down into that area and he puts himself between a player and the ball, he gets something out of it. This time we got a free kick, and from that free kick we got the goal.
Pat, a lot was made before kick-off about Hallen missing and Odegaard missing, but there are some great players in this Norway team, including Bob, who you both got very excited about in that first half. Dangerous
really,
player.
Really, really special. I would watch Bob all day long. He's fabulous every time he gets on the ball. Real belief. He looks like a Manchester City player, doesn't he? You know, the players like David Silva in the past, the real pace you're getting from Doku now, there's a lot of them. He has got great game awareness as well. The little flick pass there that should have led to 3-2.
Yep. That's
genius stuff. That is absolutely brilliant. It's a real shame for Taylor. He's come to play in a game against a young player, and you're thinking, oh, it should be okay, it's just a young player. oh dear, you've walked up against a top quality player. Having said that, Greg Taylor asking him a lot of questions going forward too.
And Jacob Brown just struggling to get into the game, Pat, very quickly.
Yep, he will be blamed for that, but I feel sorry for him. I don't think we're giving him enough service.
OK, just looking at the results, Spain so far 1-1 against Georgia, which means pot 3 as things stand for Scotland. Liechtenstein, Luxembourg still 0-0. Portugal, Iceland, Portugal are 1-0 up in that game. And Bosnia-Herzegovina and Slovakia is currently 0-0 at half-time. Great atmosphere at the game. It did get a bit quieter in the last 10 minutes there, but plenty more to come in the second half. Definitely more goals as things stand, certainly from the atmosphere and the build-up we've had so far. Right, we are here at Hampden. Pat and Evan, Gordon Smart and Ali Bruce Ball. But right now, it's the news with Joe Critcher.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Hamas says that at least 13,000 Palestinians have now been killed since the recent fighting with Israel began in Gaza, including around 5,500 children. The conflict began when Hamas killed 1,200 people in Israel. Israeli troops say they've now found a 55-metre tunnel under the Al-Shifa hospital complex in northern Gaza, which they say proves Hamas was using it as a base. Doctors at the hospital have always denied it. The BBC hasn't been able to verify the video footage of the tunnel. Meanwhile, Israel has dropped flyers into the southern city of Khan Yunis, telling people there to leave. Here's our correspondent in Jerusalem, Nick Beak.
The Israelis are saying that the focus will be shifting. Clearly, Al-Shifa in the north has been somewhere they've been really targeting. But yeah, this leaflet drop to the people of Khan Yunis, the residents there, but also the many hundreds of thousands of people who have gathered there because the Israelis told them it was safe to do so. They are now being told to move. Lots of organisations are concerned about where people will go.
Russell Brand has been questioned by the Met Police in relation to allegations of historical sex offences. An investigation by the Sunday Times, The Times and Channel 4's dispatches revealed allegations of rape, sexual assaults and emotional abuse against the comedian and actor. He's previously denied the claims. The Chancellor hasn't ruled out cutting taxes in Wednesday's autumn statement. There's been speculation Jeremy Hunt could reduce inheritance tax. Labour, though, says that will be a mistake in the middle of a massive cost of living crisis. And temporary restrictions on the number of planes landing and taking off at Heathrow Airport have now been lifted after a day of delays and cancellations. The National Air Traffic Services say staff absence and strong winds had led to limits being put in place.
This is the Doctor. I'm back.
Nice to meet you, skinny man.
That's Donna Noble, my best friend. We travelled the universe together through time and space, but I had to wipe her memory to save her life.
Goodbye. No!
If she remembers me, she will die. But something's coming for us, something bad, and 9 million people are in mortal danger. I think we need to run.
Their time has come. Doctor Who starts next Saturday on BBC iPlayer.
This is 5 Live Sport.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
You're listening to 5 Live Sport on a Sunday night. I'm Gordon Smart. We're live from Hampden. We're at half-time. It's Scotland 2, Norway 2. As for England, Jared Bowen will miss the final Euros qualifier in North Macedonia tomorrow with a minor injury. England have already qualified, but will also be without Kieran Trippier because of a personal matter. Gareth Southgate has been speaking with our correspondent, John Murray.
In terms of what you're going to do in this match, you know, you're now quite restricted, aren't you, in terms of numbers? I mean, it's a long list now of injured players that you've not got at your disposal.
Yeah, but we've got good players here, and we've also got the opportunity to have a look at a couple of things that we'd like to see. So for us, it's a very important game. We didn't hit the level of performance at the weekend that we want to. We've had a good calendar year, 8 wins and 1 draw. We want 9 wins after tomorrow. It'll be a good test because they'll be disappointed with how their qualification has ended up. They won't be happy about the game in Manchester, so they've got a full house, I think, and they'll want to put the record straight.
And you do have a good record, don't you, of when performances have dipped to react in the next match?
Well, we've better keep that going then. Yeah, look, we can't waste a match. We only have 10 a year, and we're trying to put a challenge to be European champions next year. clearly the way we played at the weekend won't be enough to do that. So tomorrow we've got to have, whilst we're looking at certain things, we've got to have a better level of performance.
And without Trippier, you've obviously lost another player who can play at left back. So what is the thinking there now?
Yeah. Well, we have to come up with a different solution, but we're ready for that. Over the years, we've had different problems to solve positionally, and we've tried to find creative ways of doing that. We've been doing that a little bit in midfield with Trent as well. So, yeah, we'll find a way.
I expect that Tomori is obviously an option there, having played there the other night. Is Rico Lewis a contender for that, since it's one of the positions he has played?
Yeah, no, without doubt. He's here, him and Cole are here for the experience, and because we believe that they can go into the game. So we won't hesitate to do that if that's the solution we decide on.
Coverage of that match on 5 Live tomorrow, and you can hear more from Gareth Southgate and Declan Rice too in the Football Daily podcast. Commentary of North Macedonia v England is on 5 Live Sport tomorrow night from 7. Elsewhere, Australia's cricketers beat India by 6 wickets to win the World Cup in Ahmedabad. Travis Head made 137 for Australia as they chased down a victory target of 241 runs with 42 balls to spare. 6-time Australia have won the competition. This here now from Mitchell Stark, who's been speaking with Jeff Lemon.
Mitchell Stark, 2-time World Cup winner. How does that sound?
Yeah, I think it'll sink in over the next 48 hours, but you couldn't script it any better. It's been a tough 8 weeks, but this group of players and staff thoroughly enjoyed it. I think we embraced it all tonight, and you can see the smiles on their faces. It's a pretty special night.
The build-up for you, things weren't clicking completely through the group stage. Came together beautifully in that semi-final and then bowled really well again today. Was there that point during the semi-final where you thought, okay, we're on here, we can go all the way with this?
We made it tough for ourselves, but I think that's been sort of a blueprint for us, just to scrap when we need to and find ways. And none for 120 against Sri Lanka. It seems a long time ago now, and being 0-2, but it's been an incredible night and an incredible campaign, and I think it's everyone in the squad stepped up when they needed to, and I'm lost for words at the minute.
And there's plenty more reaction in the Test Match special podcast, which is available via BBC Sounds. A couple of other sports stories tonight. In tennis, Novak Djokovic has won a record 7th ATP Finals title with a 6-3, 6-3 victory over Yannick Sinner in Turin. In Formula 1, Max Verstappen won the morning's Las Vegas Grand Prix. He finished ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and Red Bull teammate Sergio Perez. And Denmark's Nikolai Højgaard has won golf's DP World Tour Championship by 2 shots from Englishman Matt Wallace. In the WSL, Manchester City have come out on top in the first Manchester derby to be played at Old Trafford. Gareth Taylor's side came from behind to win 3-1 and played the 10 players for the last 15 minutes after Leah Alexandri received a second yellow. We can now hear from one of the goal scorers, Lauren Hemp. She's been speaking with Andy Giddings.
Lauren, many congratulations. How does it feel to be a City player to win here?
Oh yeah, unbelievable. I mean, what an occasion. I feel like everyone booing us just sort of gave us that bit more motivation, bit more fight that obviously led us to victory. And yeah, I played at Old Trafford once before, but yeah, the atmosphere was incredible, even from the United fans as well. They brought it, definitely, but we did the job in the end, which is the most important thing. And to score the goal that you did in the manner that you did, how pleased are you about that? Yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm definitely glad that it came off this time. Practiced them a lot in training, but they don't all go as well as that. But obviously, got to score on the big occasions, and yeah, that's what I did. And all 3 goals were amazing as well. I'm fortunate to go down right at the start, but I feel like just showed our resilience to come back. We were on top from the start. It was just an unlucky error when they broke the first time, but yeah, it shows the fight amongst the squad.
Gordon Smart, Pat Nevin and Ali Bruce Ball here at Hampden. The rain has stopped, but Loch Lomond is blaring out and the atmosphere is building for the second half. Pat Nevin, there was so much to talk about in that first half. Loads going on, 4 goals, nearly 5 right at the death there. It's a lively Steve Clarke performance, this, isn't it?
It is, though. The strange thing is, there's not been a huge amount of chances apart from the goals. It's a kind of weird thing. It's a nice open game. Little periods where Scotland are controlling it, little periods where the Norwegians are. And as I say, there's not a lot between these 2 teams. And, it's one of those ones you think one night one team could win, the next night another team could win. And Scotland, in this campaign, should be actually really pleased with themselves that they find themselves not needing to win tonight. Could you imagine what the pressure would be like tonight look, they're dancing and singing and having a great laugh just now. If it was 2-2 and Scotland needed a win, it would feel a wee bit different tonight. So kind of relaxed a wee bit about that. But what I am is looking forward to the second half, because the suspicion is there'll be changes and there'll be more chances and there probably will be more goals.
Pat, 2 goals required for pot 2. At the moment it's pot 3. It's not beyond the realms of possibility, is it, to see another couple of goals in the second half?
Yeah, one of the things that we find Stevie Clarke tends to do quite a lot of times, if he managed to get 3-2 as the team actually come out just now, I think he's the last 10 minutes or so, he really goes for it. Games last 10 minutes plus 5, 6, 7, 8 on top of that. People forget that. Stevie Clarke has used those minutes well. Let's hope he does it again tonight.
Pat, the Scotland team quick out the blocks for the second half here before the Norway team come out. Do you expect a change here? Can you see anything there? Has Jacob Brown stayed out?
Yeah, Jacob Brown stayed out, so I'm kind of really happy for him because he's not had many opportunities yet. But, you know, that's 10 or 15 minutes. My suspicion is there'll be adaptations.
Right, the Norway players are now emerging onto Hampden turf. A slick surface tonight. We can see the puddles around the outside of the ground. The rain is starting to fall again. I'm going to take the low road, Pat. You're on the high road next to Ali Bruce Ball. I know my place here. Over to you, Ali Bruce Ball.
Thank you. Let's hope for more of the same in the second half at Hampden Park. And obviously, if you're of a Scottish persuasion, similar entertainment, a couple of goals, a margin of victory by 2 goals. And into pot 2, thank you very much indeed. Although, saying that, it is still Spain 1, Georgia 1 at the moment. So were Spain to lose that game and Scotland to win this game, Scotland could actually end up winning the group. And as Pat Nevin was saying, you know, facing a Norway team playing this sort of football tonight and having faced the Spain team twice in the group, to seal automatic qualification with 2 games to spare, you said it at the time, Pat, last month when we were together in Seville, no mean achievement at all.
I mean, it's very unusual for Scotland. You have to look a long way back in time for that sort of record. And, you know, in a group that's not easy. Let's be honest about it. The Georgians are making it tough for the Spanish tonight. They're not an easy team to get beyond. Scotland managed to do it twice and get a point away from home as well.
Second half underway. Scotland all in dark blue, playing from right to left as we look at it from our commentary position. They have kicked off. John McGinn has thumped the ball forward. It's ended up at the feet of the Norwegian goalkeeper, Egil Selvik, winning only his 2nd cap for his country tonight. First one, he came on as a second half substitute in the friendly against Jordan back in September. So a very inexperienced international footballer between the sticks for Norway. Steve Clarke hasn't made any changes in personnel at half-time. 4 changes in the starting lineup tonight from the team that drew 2-2 away to Georgia in Tbilisi on Thursday, as Patterson is trying to win the ball off Jorgen Strand Larsen. Does well for his team there because Scotland get the goal kick. So it's Xander Clark in goal, Nathan Patterson, Jack Hendry, Scott McKenna and Greg Taylor as the back 4. Scott McTominay and Callum McGregor as the midfield shield in front of them. Stuart Armstrong, John McGinn and Kenny McLean in support of Luton's Jacob Brown, who's chesting the ball down, and Christopher Ayer leaning into him. Brown goes down, the ball gets away from him, no free kick, cleared by Ayer, throw in for Scotland. McGinn takes it quickly to Brown, gets him immediately involved in the game again, laid off to Greg Taylor. Taylor's tackled down by the byline, and that'll be a corner to Scotland.
Much better from Brown there, makes a good run into the corner, again taking Ayer out where he doesn't want to be, managed to get the ball back to McGinn. Needs to get a few link-ups with players that are in behind him, but you win a corner there. And remember, Scotland have been dangerous all the way through this campaign from corner kicks.
Second goal tonight came from a corner kick from this side, from the left wing. Oh, McTominay, it's very muddy just off the pitch there where McTominay is taking the corner. He slipped as he ran up towards the ball. He stopped, gone again, and then scuffed it into the near post. So I think
you could see that coming a mile away.
the surface is causing a problem there. Oh, McGregor's ball to the halfway line. Patterson just reacted in time. Donham nearly onto that, and then he might have been able to make a run from the halfway line and been straight through on goal, but Patterson clears, and it goes out for a throw-in to Norway. 2-2, Egil Selvik in goal, Julian Riasson, Christopher Ayer on the yellow card, Leo Ørstigard and Fredrik Bjorkan as their back 4, Sander Berger, Patrick Berg and Fredrik Ørsnes, midfield 3, Oscar Bob and Aaron Donham either side of Jorgen Strand Larsen the centre forward who plays his club football for Celta Vigo, scored against the Faroe Islands on Thursday and has scored against Scotland tonight. Bob, trying to be a little bit too clever inside his own half there, has lost the ball. Scotland have it back, and McKenna plays across the halfway line here to Hendry. Hendry just delays on the release and then rolls a pass across the wet pitch to his right. McTominay onto the ball for Scotland. Played out wide right to McLean, who's looking to try and win another corner. Bjorkan slides in desperately to prevent that. It goes out for a throw into Scotland by the corner flag on the right. And McLean waits to take it and is looking for a runner, looking for some movement here. McTominay jogs towards him. The ball is headed up in the air. McTominay lets it bounce, then tries to control it inside the penalty area. Goes out wide to Patterson. Patterson wasn't quite in position to hit the first time cross into the box. Hendry is. In it comes. Ørstigard with a good centre-back's header away. All power that. Now it goes for another throw to Scotland.
Well, I'm wary of saying it, but Scotland started the second half really well. They're holding the ball. They're keeping the Norwegians in their own half. And the last time I said that, Norway scored about 30 seconds later, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. But it's Stevie Clark has sent her out and said, look, get a hold of the ball. And I'm just watching McTominay there. He's struggling a little bit. Might have gone over in his ankle.
OK, keep an eye on that one. Scotland's number 4. Scotland's attacking throw on the right. McGinn hooks it around to Brown. Brown's got the ball stuck between his legs on the edge of the box. Norway get a tackle in, and Bob is happy just to toe punt it away into the Scotland half, and Hendry goes all the way back to collect it for Scotland. So 4 minutes gone in this second half. Scotland 2, Norway 2. With you through until 10 o'clock tonight on 5 Live, when Stephen Nolan will take over. Over on Sports Extra in 10 minutes time, the NFL, the regular NFL coverage will get underway. The New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills is your commentary game this evening. Throw in for Norway, just over the halfway line on the left. In fact, they're being marched back to take it just short of the halfway line. Norway in the red shirts, white shorts, white socks, and here's Sander Berge, who opens his body up and plays it to Bob, the ever-dangerous Bob, inside the Scotland penalty area. Lays it off here to Ryerson. Ryerson, blue wall in front of him. 3 defenders right there for Scotland. Played back to Bob. Bob tries to go round the outside. Tackled by Armstrong. Fouls Armstrong, does Bob. Free kick for Scotland.
Yeah, good work there by Armstrong. Realises that somebody with that sort of skill and that sort of pace and vision, you need to help your defender. So one in front, one behind there. They made sure he had nowhere to go. So well defended by Scotland, and I'm sure once again Stevie Clark has said that to his players: do not get that winger any time at all if you can help it.
Portugal leading Iceland by a goal to 0. These games underway in the second half. Still Spain 1, Georgia 1. Bosnia and Herzegovina 0-0 against Slovakia. Slovakia have already qualified for the Euros. Bosnia Herzegovina definitely have a place in the League B playoff strand, so there will be 3 teams who will come through the playoffs as Scotland are trying to win the ball. Oh, and there's a foul given as McLean looked to nick it off Bjorkan at the back there. Again, one a bit like at the end of the first half when McKenna took it off Strand Larsen and Scotland were in a good position. We'll have a look on the monitor here. Is that a foul, Pat?
Again, the referee's given them. It's one of those ones where you're tight up against the defender. The referee's not taking a chance, you know. To be honest, I think they're getting pretty easy fouls there with the back of the ball of the Norwegian players.
Liechtenstein 0, Luxembourg 0. Latest tonight, Luxembourg will be in the playoffs, trying to qualify for their first ever major tournament next summer, which will be some story for them if they do it. Bosnia-Herzegovina have taken the lead against Slovakia now. They're at home and they lead by a goal to 0. Scotland 2, Norway 2. Here's Celtic's Greg Taylor. Lovely measured pass down the left, collected well by Jacob Brown. Ayer gets the challenge in, and Brown has lost that a little bit too easily. Armstrong's in to help out, wins it back for Scotland. Attacking position wide on the left. Played here to Taylor, to Armstrong. First time ball into Brown. Brown tackled again on the edge of the area. Does well to battle hard for Scotland and lays it back to Hendry in the end. Scotland switch play to the right. Patterson drags it in field with his right foot. Rolls it to McGregor. McGregor sees the run here of Armstrong on the left. The offside flag stays down. Armstrong's forced away from the Norwegian goal. Taylor's first time cross. Blocked by Sander Berge, and the ball spins up off him and goes behind for a Scotland corner.
Yeah, good muscular play from Scotland there. You know, lost the ball a couple of times, but won it back, and that's high pressing that the Scots do when they're playing at their very, very best. They have to be quite physical. That is a big part of Scotland's game. And it's been a bit disappointing that, as you say, some of those free kicks have been given against Scotland when it didn't look to me as if they were.
Right, McTominay has been taken off corner duty, although I do think it was the soggy pitch underneath his feet that caused the problem with the last one. Armstrong's taking a slightly straighter run at the ball here. Good delivery, right foot, curling ball to the far post. Donham was fouled in the box by Greg Taylor, and so actually Norway will have a free kick.
Yeah, he did slip down there. I'm sure someone told us once that there's a stream underneath Hampden Park.
They did indeed. Roddy Forsyth, who covered Scottish football, the Scotland national team for so many years, on Radio 5 Live. Happy to say Roddy is in our company again this evening, enjoying the action. Great to see him.
Wouldn't feel the same without him. The odd thing is, I mean, it has been raining all night, but not to the biblical levels it was raining last time, so I don't think the game's going to be stopped.
That was the Georgia game, the home game in June. Scotland eventually won one of those 5 consecutive wins they racked up at the start of this group, which has taken them to automatic qualification. 2-2 tonight against Norway. The ball is on the edge of the Norway box, but they have possession of it. Ørstigard plays it to Bjorkan. Scotland sense the chance to put a bit of pressure on here. Brown closes the keeper down, makes the block. Big roar from the Hampden crowd for Jacob Brown. It's a goal kick for Norway.
You know, it's great to hear that, because it's been tough for Brown tonight, and he has worked. He's tried to hold the ball up. As against 2 big centre-halves, he's not got a lot of help. The system hasn't suited him brilliantly well. He hasn't been able to run onto balls. However, the Scotland fans notice you've worked, you've tried everything, and he's closed them down there and get a huge round of applause from the Tartan Army.
Norway make a mess of playing out of the back. Selvik played into a spot of bother by Christopher Ajer, could only clear it out for a Scotland throw in an attacking position on the left. So the motivation for Scotland here is to try and win this game first and foremost. Could potentially still win the group if Georgia can get themselves ahead of Spain, but win it by a couple of goals. And even if Spain don't lose, they'll be in pot 2 for the draw. Pot 2 of seeds. McGinn crosses in, back heel volley at the near post from Armstrong, goes wide. Goal kick for Norway.
You do look at John McGinn sometimes, and he's got 2 players around him, you think there's nowhere to go. Oh, you've gone. You've got to the byline, then you've got a really decent cross, and he's a very special player, generally, but he's an extraordinary player for Scotland, isn't he?
Goal kick for Norway. Rain seems to be getting heavier again, coming up to 9 o'clock on a very mild November night. I've got way too many layers on tonight, but I'm absolutely boiling.
Told you, it's always nice and warm up here.
I know, I should have known that. I've been here enough times to know that. Daly's clearance on the half volley is slightly scuffed. Norway have it inside the Scotland half. Berger can't do anything with it. Slices it out of play for a throw into Scotland in their left back position. Taylor takes it. Thrown back here to McKenna. McKenna plays across to Hendry, just inside his own penalty area. Wide to Patterson. McTominay's made a good run for Patterson here. Picks up possession. Pass forward is blocked. Breaks for Donham. Donham goes tearing towards the Scotland penalty area, and Patterson does a fantastic job for Scotland to get back, make the tackle, rob him of possession. Patterson's actually down hurt, but Scotland have a chance to get forward here, so they'll watch him slowly get to his feet. He'll rejoin the attack, and Scotland have played the ball wide left here to Southampton's Stuart Armstrong. His pass forward intercepted. Throw in Scotland.
Well, you mentioned Patterson. I have to say, I think he's been one of Scotland's better performers tonight. I mean, getting up and down the line time and time again. He hasn't lost much when players have been running towards him. But once again, the curse of the Scottish fullback at the moment.
Yeah.
Another one struggling a wee bit over there on the right-hand side.
Can't get a start at the moment at Everton when Ashley Young is fit. It's Ashley Young who gets the nod at right back for Everton. Nathan Patterson is still limping a bit here, and there's a foul on Donham in the middle of the Norway half, so the visitors will get a free kick. Scotland 2, Norway 2.
It's that classic thing where now that all the players know, the referee will give a free kick if you just put your body in front of the ball and fall down. They all just do it.
Yeah.
You know, and he's going to give it every time. Just some referees give that. They all know it, so it's happening time and again.
Norway have it again inside their own half. Ajer to Ørstigard. Ørstigard, straight pass up the middle of the pitch to Berger. Bob with a bit of pace. Fabulous skill. Bob gets the ball back again from Rierson, then goes herring infield, diagonal run. Plays the pass to Donham. Donham has Scotland defenders backpedaling into the penalty area now. Drives it with his left foot. Clark down. All the sting taken out of the shot. Made it a fairly regulation save for the Scotland goalkeeper.
Yeah, funny noise that, wasn't it? You know, when Bob beats one player, nutmegs the next. There was an audible round this ground, wasn't there? You know, when any football fans just like to see a good player doing that sort of thing, and that was a really good break. Probably the best moment of the second half for Norway. Probably I would say Scotland a shade in the second half, but that doesn't make any difference. It's who scores the goals.
Scotland 2, Norway 2. 7 appearances for Manchester City for Oscar Bob so far this season. That has to be a yellow card for Sander Berge. That's almost a rugby tackle on John McGinn in the centre circle. McGinn, to his credit, it was like those rubber bands they put around their waist in training, and you're trying to run, and that sort of resistance against you was desperately trying to keep the move going. Berger's book, free kick Scotland.
A kind of ridiculous tackle. There was one earlier in the game, wasn't it? Was it Donovan? I think it was.
Yeah.
He pulled them back
first couple
of
minutes, wasn't it? Yeah.
And the referee can maybe let one of them go away, but only one of them.
John McGinn actually would have been a pretty decent rugby player, I think. Crossing. Oh, Jacob Brown, what a chance! First time effort, 6 yards out. The ball goes flashing across Norway's 6-yard box. He tried to put a left foot on it and just didn't make any contact. The ball is still in play. Brilliant work from Stuart Armstrong wide on the left. Clever little ball to McGinn. McGinn's cut back. Here's Armstrong. Drives it in. Scotland lead by 3 goals to 2. Jacob Brown couldn't take the first chance, but Scotland did brilliantly to keep that alive. Armstrong with some great work to find McGinn. McGinn played it back into his path. He's driven it into the back of the net, and Scotland are ahead. Scotland 3, Norway 2.
Well, you've got to take it back to the muscular physicality down on that right-hand side. We talked about it a few minutes before. They don't give it up. It's a high press. It's almost on the byline there. And surprise, surprise, the number of players that are involved in it. You know Armstrong's going to be involved in it. He helps win it back, along with the hard work of Taylor, who's the left back, but he's right up there. 1-2 with John McGinn. The flick back ball by John McGinn into Armstrong is genius. And he just needs to get it on target, lays it into the near post. Armstrong, 3-2. Didn't think this would be finished at 2-2.
No, I love the finish as well, Pat, because there was a load of red shirts to sort of try and block that curler across the keeper into the far corner. The keeper was unsighted to his right-hand side, and Stuart Armstrong spotted the gap and stuck it away. Norway making changes here. Christian Thorsvedt is coming into the midfield. He's on for Aaron Donham. And Ursnes is coming off, and he's going to be replaced by a former Celtic man, Mohamed El Younousi. Had a couple of seasons on loan at Celtic while he was a Southampton player, now plays his club football in Denmark. So Norway have led twice tonight. They now trail 3-2. It's still Spain 1, Georgia 1. That would see Spain and Scotland finish level on 19 points in Group A. VAR check over, it says up on the big screen, so they were obviously just making sure that everything was okay with the goal. Big roar from the Scotland fans. It does stand. So yes, Spain and Scotland will finish top of the group. Well, Spain top of the group on 19, but Scotland on the same number of points. Here's McGinn. Bumped to the floor inside the penalty area, the Norwegian penalty area. Scotland attacking. McLean has the ball on his left foot. Curling cross to the far post beyond everyone and behind for the goal kick. And Spain will win the group, Pat, only at the moment on goal difference. In fact, no, Spain now lead Georgia by 2-1. But to push Spain that close again.
Yeah, I mean, again, if Scotland could get through here, win this game, you're talking about getting through the whole campaign with one defeat away from home in Spain. That's not bad, is it?
In a game where they thought they'd taken the lead, didn't they, through McTominay as well?
And it's
the goal that was ruled out.
Again, no chickens being counted at this point in time, because this game has ebbed and flowed really nicely in the rain here today, and you just get a feeling there'll be changes, also opportunities. Scotland have got 5 substitutes warming up just now, so expect a little bit more from Stevie Clark. Felt a little bit sorry for young Jacob up front.
Yes.
He had a little half chance. It looks like one of those ones that you think that's an easy chance. It's not. He doesn't see that till the last millisecond.
Yeah, the ball was whipped across at pace, a couple of defenders in front of him, and he made the right movement, but he was almost guessing as to where the ball would be, and very nearly got his left foot on it. Slip from Patterson, picks himself up quickly and recovers. Right, if Scotland can get another goal and win this game by 4-2, they will end up in the second pot of seeds for the draw for Euro 2024, which will be made in Hamburg. at the start of next month. Here's Bob for Norway. Played back to Berger. Berger running away from McGinn. What an effort from McGinn to slide in. He's hurt himself in so doing. Got a foot on the ball, but McGinn is down. Picks himself up. He seems to be holding his glute. I think that you call that, don't you, Pat?
I'm kind of hoping it is, because that's rather a strong muscle for that young man.
Yes, that's very true. 17 minutes gone in the second half. The atmosphere tonight has been fabulous all the way through, but it's at fever pitch at the moment. Scotland leading Norway by 3-2, and as I say, another goal to get themselves 2 goals clear would take them past Austria, would see them finish, if it finished like that, as the best runners-up and take them into the second pot of seeds. Nathan Patterson has caught one in the eye from Ørstigard as the players were gathered inside the penalty area waiting for the corner to be taken. It's a Norwegian corner. In it comes from the right, headed away, out for a throw into Norway, wide on the right, level with the penalty spot. They trail Scotland by 3-2. Case Sarrar, I think, starting up.
Yeah, Germany.
That's right. Works very nicely.
Yes.
Scotland fans cannot wait. They cannot wait, quite rightly, for next summer. England definitely going to be there. Scotland definitely going to be there. Wales could easily still be there as well. Could still seal automatic qualification if things go their way. If they can beat Turkey on Tuesday night. We'll have commentary on the game at 7:45, and the other result goes their way if Armenia can do them a favour against Croatia. Otherwise, it'll be playoffs for Wales. Here's Berger for Norway, wide on the right, followed by Taylor. Cross blocked by Taylor, and behind it goes for a corner to Norway. Ebbing and flowing this game, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Scotland have scored that goal, suddenly they've lifted it a bit. They've made a couple of changes. They've got El Younousi, as you say, has come on, but they've just lifted it. They've got nothing to lose now. They might as well go and attack the Norwegians. And from no corners, that's a couple of corners they've got now.
Patrick Berg takes this corner for Norway. Headed away only as far as the edge of the box. Bjorkan hits it on the half volley. Scotland defenders rushing out to block. Hendry was first there. Hendry continues to chase up to the halfway line. Ryerson takes it round him, wide on the left. Past Hendry he goes. Hendry can't stop him or even foul him there to bring that move to a close. Flick header from Armstrong goes over his own dead ball line. Another corner for Norway. Scotland 3, Norway 2.
Just a few minutes ago, I think it was 6-0 for Scotland. And suddenly, score a goal 2 or 3 corners later, and the delivery's been quite good so far. But Scotland managing to manage it. But then again, they don't have to mark Holland, which is one very good thing for Scotland.
Scotland fans in fine voice, as you can hear at Hampden Park. Corner for Norway. Driven low to the edge of the box. El Younousi chips across into the area. McGregor with a flying volley, running towards it, catches it on his left boot, slices it slightly, and it goes out for a throw into Norway. They take that quickly, and they're certainly, I mean, nothing on it for them, but they're giving it their best shot tonight, giving it everything.
No, they absolutely have. I mean, again, considering there's quite a lot of players out just now, so that's, well done them for not falling back. But then they've got players that want to make their way in the international team as well, so yeah, they should give everything.
Taylor chips the ball forward. Ryerson's header controlled wide on the right by Berger. Space for his midfield partner Patrick Berg. Pass forward to El Younousi, who is the most experienced member in terms of caps in this Norwegian squad. Berger to Bob. He's one of the least experienced, but has been the brightest to shine on this damp night in Glasgow this evening. Norway have it on the left with Bjorkan. Lays it off, continues his run on the left. Here's El Younousi twisting and turning, trying to lose and shake off the attentions of Kenny McLean. Plays the ball back to the halfway line. Ørstigard has Ayer in support. Scotland have forced Norway back a little bit here, trying to intercept the pass. Might have been a handball there, advantage played. Norway able to bring it forward down the left-hand side. El Younousi comes darting in from the left. Across it comes to Bob, 25 yards out. Quickly shipped on here to Ryerson. Ryerson's cross, good one into the Scotland area. Headed down and away. Armstrong, very calm under pressure there. Just dribbles out of trouble, knocks it forward for Brown to chase. Brown drags Ayer back in trying to win the ball. Referee lets it go.
Yeah, just looking down again at the bench. There'll be more changes, certainly for the Norwegians, but I think Scotland probably need to make a change now. They're beginning to see dominance of that midfield completely just now, and with 3-2 up, You don't want to give Norway anything at the moment, so I wouldn't be surprised if Stevie Clarke makes maybe 1 or 2 changes.
Yeah, I think there's 3 changes on the way. We can see the Scotland subs stripped off and ready to go. Ryan Christie, Lyndon Dykes and Lewis Ferguson of Bologna waiting to get into the action this evening. Scotland leading Norway by 3-2. By the way, Christian Thorsvedt, who came on for Norway. Yes, it is that Thorsvedt. He is the son of Erik Thorsvedt, the former Tottenham goalkeeper and Norwegian international.
It's very upsetting, the amount of players that I've watched now that have played against their dads.
Yeah. Well, Patrick Berg, actually, Pat, in this Norway team, the number 6 in central midfield, he is a 3rd generation to represent his national team. So his grandfather did it, his father did it, and now he's doing it.
How dare you suggest I played against his grandfather?
Have a guess at his name. No, that's a silly game. Harold Berg was his grandfather who played for Norway. Scotland 3, Norway 2. Spain 2, Georgia 1. Jacob Brown, ball at his feet on the turn. 25 yards out. Rolls it out to the right. Here's McLean. McLean plays it back to McGregor. Scotland fans urging him to shoot. He runs into Bob. Thought he should have had a foul. Doesn't get it. Here's Bob on the ball for Norway. Slides the pass out to the big centre forward, Strand Larsen. Larsen collects it wide on the touchline. Runs away from McKenna, edge of the penalty area. Sander Berger teeing himself up potentially for the shot. Scotland get enough bodies in the way. It comes wide to Ryerson. Ryerson's drive across the face of goal and wide and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, those changes really are needed just now because the game is very, very stretched. Number of tired players. Remember, a lot of these Scotland players played for the last part of the game, or if not all of the game, over in Georgia. And remember, it's not a short trip back from Georgia by Istanbul. So yeah, those changes, not surprising. Maybe the only surprising thing, he's waited till 70 minutes to make those changes, Stevie Clarke.
Kenny McLean is the first one to come off. He will be replaced by Lewis Ferguson. Scotland leading Norway 3-2. 20 minutes to play. All the reaction, as always, in the Football Daily podcast, available for you via the BBC Sounds app. So with that BBC Sounds app, if you're not a user as yet, live radio on there, all the podcasts on there. Take us with you wherever you go. Dykes on for Jacob Brown, and Stuart Armstrong, scorer of Scotland's 3rd goal, applauds the Scotland fans all around this stadium, and he makes way for Ryan Christie. The Test Match Special Edition, the World Cup Daily, will be a great listen, I think, this evening after Australia's win in that World Cup final today. Travis Head, 137 to take them to victory with 7 overs to spare, winning the World Cup by 6 wickets. And Glenn Murray's going to be our guest on the Fantasy 606 podcast, which will be out for you next Thursday as we look ahead to the Premier League action, which will return next weekend. 5 Live Sport on a Saturday from 12 o'clock with Mark Chapman. It will obviously feature Manchester City and Liverpool. They go head-to-head at the Etihad. Heavily reports from that game in the build-up to our 3 o'clock commentary, which is Newcastle-Chelsea. We've got Brentford-Arsenal at 5:30. Norway attacking down the left. El Yunusi's cross is blocked. That'll be a corner for Norway. Very nearly levelled that. I think that's 6-5 now, actually, Pat, in corners.
Yeah, it's amazing. From absolutely nothing they've got there. And just looking the way the second half have gone at the end of the first half, Norway nearly went in 3-2 up. Scotland get the 3-2 up. But since then, Norway have completely dominated the next 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes.
20 minutes to play. Scotland leading 3-2. Another goal would do them the world of good. Corner comes in. Flick header at the near post from Thorsvedt, well off target and behind for the goal kick. But at the same time, got to be careful not to concede again, because Norway have shown themselves very capable of scoring goals this evening.
Very notable that the corner kicks that they've put in, they haven't really been quite the quality of the Scotland ones. Their Scotland ones, be it McTominay for a number of them, zipping them in with a little bit of bend as well, and really hard to defend.
Lyndon Dykes wins a flick on, fouls Ørstegård in the process. Free kick for Norway, but now with him up there, Pat, it's
totally different.
Play it differently, isn't it?
Absolutely, and utterly different. The ball comes up to him. Yeah, he gives away a free kick there, but he's going to make himself a complete nuisance. He's very, very tall. He's got great physique as well, and he's got energy. He's got 20 minutes to go and do something here, and he would love to be the player who scored the goal that took Scotland into the pot B. That would be an amazing moment for him.
Scored against Norway, scored the equaliser in June in Oslo. Kenny McLean scored the late winner there. Scotland chasing inside the Norway half. Ryerson caught by Christie. He seems hurt. He's holding his left thigh and seems to be in some pain.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if he's planted his left foot. Did he plant his left foot there?
Dead leg? Did he get a knee in the thigh from Christie?
I was looking a little bit lower there, maybe at the knee, but I don't think it was that. I think it's one of those ones that I thought it looked serious. First time I've seen it, less so now.
So
we're actually seeing that opportunity. You know, the goals were running through the goals here and the screens in front of us, and the Scotland fans, they're excited at the fact that they've managed to see 3 goals, but the one they will want to see again is that brilliant piece of play by Patterson on the line, where he's saved it at 3-2, which was absolutely astonishing bit of defending. You could say bad finishing, but it was brilliant defending.
Scotland 3, Norway 2. Scotland can win the game 4-2 and keep it there, then they will be in that second pot of seeds for the draw at the start of next month. There are 17 minutes still to play. Tomorrow night, full commentary on North Macedonia against England in England's last Euro 2024 qualifier, and then full commentary on Tuesday night on Wales Turkey. Free kick for Norway, driven high into the Scotland half. Berger jumps over the top of Callum McGregor, the 2 number 8s doing battle there. Wide it goes to McGinn inside his own half. Curling ball with his left foot onto the chest of Christie. Christie's got Rierson right behind him, plays back to Taylor. Taylor goes up that left-hand touchline to Dykes. Dykes definitely got a nudge just to knock him off balance there, so he couldn't control the ball. Clever defending from Ayer that. Berg plays forward to Berger. Wide to Bob. Bob's got that real sharp burst of pace from a standing start. Takes it infield. Stopped in his tracks, and that'll be a free kick for Scotland. Might have been a hand in there, Norwegian hand, I think, that gave the free kick to Scotland.
Yeah, again, if Scotland could only slow the play down just a little bit for a moment, get a hold of it, that old foothold that you need in the game, because they're pretty excited at the moment. The Norwegians, they've got real belief. They've changed their shape a little bit as well. They've got a little more attack-minded. Tosved's playing a wee bit further forward. It's like 2 big strikers that got up there up front. Very old school.
Christie on the ball for Scotland. Elegant runner with the ball at his feet. Lays it off to Taylor. Awkward touch from Taylor, and it goes out of play, and that'll be a throw into Norway in their right back position.
He's been very impressive, Taylor, hasn't he? You know, he's had the best player to play against, but he's not sat back there and said, right, OK, I'll just cover. He has kept on going forward. And of course, he was a massive part in the goal that put Scotland 3-2 up, winning it incredible. Well, you can't actually get any higher up the pitch than on the goal line, where he actually helped win it alongside Christie.
Yeah, you were talking about the problems, Pat, of being Norway's sort of backup centre forward. Being a Scottish left back is a bit of a problem as well, isn't it?
Very much so.
For Greg Taylor, with Tierney and Robertson both missing, although Tierney's role in this qualification campaign has actually been on the left-hand side of the 3 centre-backs, with Robertson as the flyer down the left. But Greg Taylor doing a good job for Scotland tonight. They lead Norway 3-2. You're listening to it on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Østigard has lost it inside his own half. Patterson can't do anything with it. Can intercept this one, though. First time ball from Ferguson out to McGinn. McGinn swinging low cross into the box. Ayer stretching and falling as he clears with his left foot. Norway play out. Elyounoussi gets away from McGinn here. Running from left to right across the halfway line. Does well to find Bob. Rierson comes speeding up behind him. Bob will use him as the decoy. Drops a shoulder and moves infield. Lays the ball off here to Berg, and wide it goes this time to Rierson. Rierson plays a 1-2 with Berger. Back again to Patrick Berg, and Scotland force Norway back to the halfway line. Scotland leading Norway by 3-2. Last 15 minutes of this game. Ayer floating it forward. McKenna in to win the header above Bob, throwing for Norway.
There's a really good feeling about that Scottish defence. You know they are going to fight, chase and battle. They know the type of battle they've got on now. They've got that physicality of the 2 big men up front, and I think they're 2 centre-backs who actually enjoy that battle.
Yeah.
And so far, they're just about surviving, but 3-2, there is no room for manoeuvre.
Portugal 2, Iceland 0. Luxembourg 1-up away to Liechtenstein, and Slovakia 2-1-up away to Bosnia and Herzegovina. Torsvet under pressure inside his own half. Ferguson hassling and harrying. Torsvet does really well to get the pass away across the body of Dykes and finds Østigard. Østigard rolls it forward. Elyounoussi is able to turn, picks up speed, running into the Scotland half. Caught as he made that run forward. John McGinn made the foul. McGinn has actually come off worse in the challenge. He seems to be in a little bit of difficulty here.
Yeah. Scotland just about to make a change anyway. It is a foul by him, but it's one of those, it looks like a knock injury, knee on knee, and they are very, very sore at any time. And McGinn's had a couple of little knocks in this game, and he's actually struggling to go on here.
Spain have scored a third. Spain 3, Georgia 1. Spain are going to win this group, we're pretty sure of that, and end up in that top pot of seeds for the draw at the start of next month. The playoffs, by the way, are not until late March, so when they make that draw at the start of next month, the 3 playoff teams will come out of the top 4 of seeds, but all you'll see in the groups is winner of playoff path A, winner of playoff path B. Wales, if they come through the playoffs, they will come through path A, but they can still qualify automatically. Standing ovation for John McGinn. Big moment for him tonight. Scored from the penalty spot. His 18th goal for Scotland. Moves level with Kenny Miller. Fabulous, wholehearted performance again from the Aston Villa midfielder. Absolutely essential that he is fully fit and firing for the Euros next summer.
Yeah, there's a number of players. I mean, when you get to finals, you need all your best players there. Now, Scotland got a little bit more strength and depth in the past, but you can't do it without McGinn.
No. Right, Patterson's down. Scotland are waiting to defend a free kick here. There's a whole line of players about 7-8 yards.
It always seems to involve Østigard, doesn't it?
From the Scotland
McKenna's
penalty
maybe
area.
Got a yellow card
yeah,
there?
McKenna's got booked there, but it was Patterson who went down, and you're right, Østigard was right in the middle of things, as he was in the first half as well, but it's McKenna who's been booked. All off the ball, Scotland with a very, very high line, defending this free kick, leading by 3-2, 11 minutes plus added time remaining. Bob runs over the ball. It's played short to Berg, central position, chips it over the top of that Scotland back line. Østigard chases it, lets it bounce twice, skids away from him and goes behind for a goal kick.
Great position they were in there, and you know, you've got 2 players over the free kick, and Bob and Sander Berger got to do better than that. Bob surprises his captain. Sure, that happened in Blackadder too.
Goal kick for Scotland. Zander Clark waits to take it. All in yellow. Defending that goal away to our right. Scotland still looking for a 4th goal to get themselves 2 goals ahead, to finish ahead of Austria as the best runners-up in qualification. And a volleyed clearance from the halfway line is off target. Could have been really awkward had it been on target.
Do you think it was a shot?
Selvig. I don't think it was.
Sure.
Do you think?
We'd have claimed it.
Yeah, but it was one of those that skidded really fast off the wet pitch, but wasn't on target, went wide. Norwegian goal kick, last 10 minutes, and Norway are going to start to try and play out from the back. Scotland lead them 3-2, looking for a 6th win in this group. 1 draw away to Georgia, 1 defeat away to Spain. Otherwise, it could all be wins for Scotland. Some campaign for them. Berger being chased by Callum McGregor. McGregor continues the chase onto his former teammate Christopher Ayer. Ayer gets away from him, plays it down the line to Rierson. Rierson's cross is blocked, but Bob picks up the loose ball, plays it back to Berger. Berger central position, 25 yards out, across to Buurkan. Buurkan to El Yunusi, works it onto his right foot. Cross comes in, Zander Clark gets down well to make a save from the Strand Larsen header. Another cross towards the far post, delivered by Rierson. The ball drops loose on the edge of the Scotland penalty area. Berger reacts quickest for Norway. Another cross into that box. Strand Larsen up high, glancing header. Across the face of goal, kept in play. Still danger for Scotland here. Header from McGregor, but the ball still not out of the Scotland penalty area. El Yunusi is now on the turn, right on the corner of the Scotland box. Ryan Jack is there to try and close him down. And yet another cross comes into that Scotland area. Hendry with the header, McTominay trying to bring it away. Østigard in with the challenge. Header won by... Can't even see who that is. Who is it?
I thought it was Patterson, maybe. On that far side there.
Patterson wins the header. Yeah, well done, Nathan Patterson. Down he goes. Just treating himself for a little bit of cramp he's feeling late in this game. And he was fouled as he made the jump anyway, so that is a free kick for Scotland. Chance for Norway from the header, though, Pat.
Yeah, I mean, a really good chance. But to be fair on Zander Clark, he's not had a huge amount to do. And even though there have been 5 goals in this game, you know, most of the chances that have been made, the vast majority of them have been taken there. But that one zipped just in front of him, and he got down well.
Just thought, actually, just watching Scott McTominay trying to race onto a through ball there, of course, if Scotland are going to get the goal that takes them into that second part of the season, might have to be McTominay, given his goal-scoring form in this group. Ball played up towards the halfway line. Strant Larsson's got a massive handful of McKenna's shirt. McKenna gets the decision, and Scotland get the free kick. They lead Norway 3-2.
I think Scotland, certainly Dykes would love that ball, zipped into the back post from the attacker. I mean, he has got such belief he can beat anyone in the air when you put it out there. And even though he's against two very decent centre-backs and very tall centre-backs, he wants to have a go at them. You can see it, you can feel it. He wants the headlines.
Free kick then for Scotland. 10 yards inside the Norway half in the inside left channel. McGregor goes for that high diagonal. Wide right. Hendry tries to head it back into the penalty area. Ryan Jack nods it forward, chases his own header, tries to keep the ball in play. All he can do is prevent it going out for a goal kick and knock it out for a throw into Norway in the left back position. By the way, just the word headlines, Pat reminded me, Breakfast have got their competition on the go again at the moment tomorrow morning. Breakfast from 6 o'clock on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Win the headlines. You've got to try and guess the word that is blanked out in commentary, and if you do so, you can win yourself some tickets to some major sporting events in 2024. Hendry battling with Strant Larsson, and Strant Larsson penalised for the foul. Free kick Scotland.
They actually are dragging each other shut, both of them, all the time. Every time both of them, both Scotland centre-backs and Strand Larsson, it's one of those really weird ones where both of them are doing it at the same time, so you need to make a call, and the referee this time's called in favour of Scotland.
So free kick for Scotland, trying to summon up the energy here for a last blast at Norway to try and find this fourth goal. Leading Norway 3-2, Spain 3, Georgia 1 is the latest at the moment. Hendry thought about leaving that free kick. Don't think I'd be wasting time here. Hendry has been sent back to take it for Scotland, just inside his own half. Pings it forward on the diagonal. Dykes is able to nod it up in the air. Christie watches it down onto his left boot and lays it off to Greg Taylor. Taylor brings it a couple of yards infield. Good run made by McGregor. Here's Jack, though. Jack to Christie. Back to Jack. Edge of the box, trying to make space for a shot here. Just screened off by a couple of Norwegian defenders. So Scotland still have it. Back to the halfway line to Hendry. Hendry plays it out to the right to Patterson. Patterson to Jack. Jack gives it straight back to Patterson on the right. Thinks about an early cross. Instead, lays it off. Jack, first time ball. Low pass. Good one. McTominay's shot on the angle. That's blocked. McTominay is able to get to the rebound. It's forced him out wide to the right. Here comes Scotland again. McGregor's making the run forward. Jack plays to his right. Patterson might be able to try and get this cross in, and it comes to the near post, and Selvik pats it down into the ground and catches it on the bounce.
Do you know what? Ryan Jack's really caught the eye since he's come on. He's held the ball really well, he's tackled, covered well, but also his forward passes have been zipped into players in there with a real eye for half a yard of space there. Really impressive. And considering Ryan Jack, he doesn't get that many games, but he's come in with exactly the right attitude that the manager wants.
Ayers ball down the right. Oh, Rierson's got away from Christie, gets his head up, dinks the cross into the far post. Chance here. Oh, it's headed in. It's 3-3. El Yunusi's popped up at the far post. Fabulous cross to find him. A sixth goal in this topsy-turvy game. Scotland 3, Norway 3.
Just a little bit of a mistake there. Was it Taylor, I think, went to ground. Whoever was in the left back position went to ground a little bit too early. Wee bit of tiredness there. Just trying to see if it was offside. It must have been very, very close when it went down to Rierson. A little bit of a dive in there, but the clip to the back post there, nothing he can go. Goes over Xander Clark, who he actually think he goes out for it, and you just wonder, when you don't get it, you should have stayed at home. He didn't get it, and then it's the easiest tap-in header at the back post there for El Yunusi.
Scotland 3, Norway 3.
Did you mention right at the start of the game a result that would get Scotland through?
So I'm of the belief, Pat, having done all the maths before kick-off today, if Scotland win this game 4-3, they would finish above Austria by virtue of having scored more goals. Austria, their qualification campaign is finished. They scored 17 in the group stages. Scotland are now on 17. Yep. So I think
I'd get the production to check that one out just to make sure.
Yeah, to be 100% sure. But that could make the difference, nudge them ahead of Austria and get them into that pot 2 of seeds. As it stands at the moment, they are going to be in pot 3. Scotland 3, Norway 3. and it's gone a little bit quiet.
Scotland are the masters of the late goal. And if they're looking for somebody who's decent at scoring late goals, and he's just about to come on the field right now, and Hearts fans will be delighted.
Hearts striker Lawrence Shankland, 5 in his last 5 in club football. 28 goals he bagged for them last season, 24 in the Premiership, but of course off the bench to get the late equaliser against Georgia on Thursday night. Throw-in for Scotland wide on the left. Is there one more goal in this game? And crucially, is it going to go Scotland's way? Taylor's throw down the line towards McTominay, volleyed away by Bob. McKenna, this time the referee's got that one right, had a handful of Strand Larsen's shirt, halfway line. Norway trying to take the free kick, and then Scotland players, in inverted commas, cleverly sort of racing back to get in defensive positions, but somehow running into the line of where the free kick is about to be taken. Therefore,
McKenna and Strand Larsen will swap shots at the end of the game?
They've pretty much
bother to wait.
They've pretty much already done that, haven't they, Pat? Marcus Pedersen, right back, waiting to come on for Norway, and Shankland waiting to come on for Scotland. We're in the 89th minute of the game.
And of course, the Norwegian coach is acutely aware that he got the late substitutions completely wrong in the reverse fixture over in Norway.
Yeah, that's right. Right, ball's gone out of play. Throwing for Scotland in their left-back position. Scotland are going to make the change. Callum McGregor, still with a spring in his step, jogs off the field, and Lawrence Shankland comes on. So again, Lawrence Shankland has never had much time in his Scotland career to make an impression, but certainly did that on Thursday night. Scotland need themselves a goal to win this game. Oscar Bob has come off to be replaced by Marcus Pedersen. That is the latest change for Norway. So
doesn't seem the most positive change for the Norwegians, but an extremely positive one for Scotland. 2 up front now.
Yeah, Scotland throw, left back position. Just how much added time are we going to get? We're going to have to wait and see. Free kick Scotland, just inside their own half. Norway trying to delay the taking of that. Ryan Christie shoves Rearson off the ball. 5 Live and BBC Sounds, 90th minute at Hampden Park. Scotland 3, Norway 3. Can Scotland find a dramatic late winner? The ball is rolled back to the feet of their goalkeeper, Zander Clark. Clark with his right foot drives it forward. Dykes is up, beaten in the air by Ayer. Header won by McTominay, but that ball is going to run straight out of play. So in terms of the Scotland-Austria situation, I'm just checking my maths here, Pat. 5 minutes of added time at the end of the game. They would be in the same group position, that is runner-up. They would finish on the same number of points. They would have the same goal difference, and then it would go to goals scored, and then it goes to away goals scored. But if Scotland can get this 4th goal, they will have one more goal than Austria, and that is why it would take them into the second pot of seeds. So 5 minutes left to see if Scotland can get that goal. And the way this game has gone, actually, Pat, I wouldn't bet against either of them scoring. Actually.
No, you wouldn't. And neither looks the favourite to score, other than the fact that Scotland have made a change. They've brought in another striker now. They must get the ball up towards Dykes and Shankland as often as they possibly can, but so far not quite been able to do that. Having said that, the Norwegians have had 2 centre-forwards on for about 20 minutes. Yeah,
McKenna's ball sliced out of his own half, so that's no good for Scotland. Goes out for a throw into Norway. 4 minutes remaining in this game. Dykes is fresh and is running hard to try and close down the Norwegian keeper Selvik. Lofted ball out to the left, nodded down by Bjørkan to Østegård. There's El Yunusi. Now he's overhit that pass. Christie will chase. Rearson is there. Side foots it back to Ayer. Shankland and Dykes now closing down the goalkeeper under real pressure. Dykes slides in. That clearance goes out. Replacement ball is there for Scotland to take a quick throw if they can. Christie leaves it for Taylor. Taylor throws it to McTominay. McTominay takes one touch and then plays it back into midfield to Ryan Jack. Jack gets it moving to the right for Scotland. Back it comes now towards the halfway line and Hendry. Jack on it again. Back to Hendry, just inside his own half. Gets away with that pass, and Patterson couldn't keep it for Scotland, so Norway have it again. Now they've given it away. Some tired legs out there late in the game.
You know, I just wonder, does Scotland know that the goal, if they get it now, is as important as yet? It will be a win, so they're going for it.
Yeah.
But do they know how important it is?
Not sure. McTominay's ball to the right. Good sliding challenged by Lewis Ferguson there to keep it for Scotland. Jack just inside his own half to McTominay. McTominay trying to hold off Berger, shoved to the floor roughly. Free kick for Scotland.
That's what Scotland want. In a position where they can get everyone up now. It's a kind of in a right back position inside the Norwegian half, but they can get all the big guns up there. All the centre backs are up there. They're going to throw it in and really attack this ball.
2.5 minutes to play. Scotland 3, Norway 3. And by my maths, if Scotland score, it will get them into that second pot of seeds. Free kick floated high into the penalty area. Goes all the way through. No one got a touch on it. Greg Taylor's looking to win a corner here. Thought the cross took a deflection. Appealing for that. It's given as a Norwegian goal kick.
See, I thought he should have won that. The referee's in a decent position, but no one else is complaining.
So goal kick Norway. 2 minutes of this game remaining. May just finish as a 6-goal thriller, a 3-3 draw, and Scotland heading into pot 3 for that Euros draw at the start of next month. Selvig's clearance controlled by Pedersen. Free kick though for Scotland inside their own half.
It was a free kick quite deep inside the half. At the moment, I mean, if I was going to be absolutely fair about it, it would be quite harsh in Norway if they lost a goal now. I don't think many Scots are worried about harshness.
90 seconds to play. Shanklin chasing the ball through, can't get away from Ayer. Goalkeeper comes sliding out, grabs the ball just inside his penalty area.
You know what it's like if you're a forward, but come on, you want a little bit of time. You know you're only going to get a couple of chances, or touches even, and you hope one of them will be a chance. So far, Dykes and Shanklin haven't got a sniff of a chance between them, have they?
Minute to try and find a goal. Scotland have won another free kick, this one in the centre circle. It was Ferguson who took a knock in the back there as he jumped for a header, and Scotland quite rightly sending the big men forward. McTominay goes up, Jack Hendry goes up, Scott McKenna goes up, and the only Scottish player back is the man taking the free kick, bar the goalkeeper, of course. This is Ryan Jack. So last chance saloon to try and get this winner, to try and find this fourth goal. Jack drives it forward into the box. Oh, a volley cross was the attempted effort from Hendry. Didn't get a touch on it, goes behind for a goal kick.
It's a real shame that, because that was a very good ball. Expected to have a diagonal one to the back post. Instead, they put it to the near side there. It's a hard skill there, but if he gets a foot on that at all, it's going across, and Scotland have about 5 blue jerseys attacking it. Didn't get a chance, and this game looks as if it's just about to peter out to that draw.
Scotland squad members I can see being handed out the white t-shirts, emblazoned on the front says we're off to Germany. Scotland are off to Germany indeed. Full-time whistle blows. Thrilling game at Hampden Park. They couldn't quite nick it in the end with a fourth goal that I think would have taken them into the second pot of seeds. So it's going to be pot 3 for Scotland, but what a fabulous qualification campaign for them under their manager Steve Clarke. Pushed Spain all the way, saw off the challenge of Norway in particular. They are going to Germany next summer, and they've entertained their fans royally, Pat Nevin, along the way.
Yeah, Scotland 3 goals against a very decent side, but it's a campaign. And you look at it at this point, you've gone through an entire campaign losing one game. It's against the Spanish, and you know they're a little bit unlucky in some ways. Spanish was a better team in that night, but Scotland played a very good technical game. You know, Stevie Clarke's got a really good group here, and it's not just an 11, it is a 21, 22, 23. And they can go off to Germany now with a real belief that they can be competitive against most of the sides. It's asking an awful lot against the very, very top sides, but Scotland were a long way off this before Stevie Clarke came on. Scotland are going to Germany, and they deserve to.
And that's why that song is playing at Hampden Park. It's the one that the Scotland fans have adopted and absolutely love. Couldn't get the win tonight, but they knew they were already there, and the party has continued throughout the evening. Tonight it is finished, though. Scotland 3, Norway